ready.
Seeing Beyond. Living Transformed is a spiritual crossing of the threshold to the world of being a truly expanded human being. Join mediums Cheryl and Kelley for conversations about discovering deep spirituality, developing your intuitive and empathic skills, and personal mediumship. Each episode will focus on tips, tools, and techniques to help you understand and expand your own inner gifts and life journey. You can call in each week to receive spiritual guidance, personal readings, and we'll answer your questions. We'll talk with luminary experts on meditations, the afterlife, energy healing, past lives, and much more. Join our Seeing Beyond spiritual community to learn more about expanding your mind, body, and soul, and have fun on your journey to empowered transformation.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's show, Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. It's great to have you here. And better yet, it's great to have my cohort here. Hello, Kelley. How are you?
I am great. Thank you, Cheryl. Back from vacation.
Kelley, you look all suntanned and relaxed.
Yes. Well, I wouldn't call it tanned, but burnt. But I'm very relaxed. Yes, it's been wonderful. And I'm back to reality on Monday and full force moving out of the crystal store to our new location.
Oh, good.
And it's
good.
been a lot of work. But my husband and my son have been doing really good.
Oh, it's great. That's great. And I'm glad you took the time to get out of town and spend, a vacation with your family.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Well, thank you. And we'll get more into that in a few moments. We just want to welcome all of our listeners. We'll be saying hello to some of you as you're logging on. I see Goddess King on Instagram. Hello. And we see on Facebook, we see Jessica. Hi. And Jose. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Kelley, as you bring people in, please say hello. Oh, my gosh.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Ariel. And hi, Jose and Joy. We love you guys. Thanks for joining us.
We love the show.
My husband looks like he's watching on Instagram. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
He's my only person watching on. Oh, no, there's two people right now. My biggest fan.
Well, we want to welcome all of you tonight. And we had Suzanne Northrup planned for tonight. She had some technical issues. She's still trying to come on. But if she can't make it this evening, we'll get her back on another night. But she's still going to try for a few more minutes. For her end is having a little bit of a computer internet issues. But hello, Stephanie. But, if not, we'll have Suzanne Northrup back on again.
Yes.
But we'll be talking about her in just a moment. I did want to tell you all that I'm doing an event with Suzanne coming up on April 23rd. Thank you, Kelley. And what's great about this event, it's an online event. So I'm going to ask Brianna when she gets a chance. Thank you so much to post it, because this event is like buy one, get one free, right? So if you buy a ticket, you can bring a friend for free, right?
Yeah.
And it tells you how to do it in the instructions. You email the office, they give you the email and let them know you have a friend, and they'll send that person the ticket. So please join us if you can. It's April 23rd, an online audience readings event with myself and Suzanne Northrup. It's called Messages from Spirit. So that's one reason why we were going to have Suzanne on tonight, so she and I could talk about it, but I'll do that for both of us. But we'll have Suzanne back on if she's not able to come in for this evening. But thank you again so much for being with us. And Kelley, while you were gone, as much as we missed you, we want to say thank you to our co-hosts that filled in. We want to say thank you to Lori Albert, a beautiful spiritual luminary. And we want to say thank you to Jeffrey Peck, a wonderful psychic medium. Yes.
Yeah, I tried to watch Jeff. I got to see Jeffrey a little bit. I wasn't able to see Lori because I forget what I was doing on that day. I might have been traveling. I don't know. Oh, it was Haley Ann's birthday. We were at Benihana's in Irvine or something, and we had a great dinner with all of her friends. My daughter turned 27.
27. Oh, gosh. Where were we at 27? And somehow I'm the only one on the screen. I guess I'm supposed to talk about being 27. What was I doing at 27? I know exactly what I was doing as Kelley logs back in. At 27, I actually,
no idea what happened. I'm back.
I was just going to share with the audience what I did at 27. I remember I actually moved out of Texas at 27. I moved to Hawaii.
Really?
Hawaii at
Well, I
27
wish
years old.
we'd do something drastic like that. I'd love to go visit her in Hawaii.
Yeah, yeah. I was in Maui for a couple of years and
Oh my
I
gosh.
loved it. Yeah,
That's
aloha,
amazing.
everyone. If you
That's
haven't been
amazing.
to Hawaii, it is highly recommended and such a beautiful aloha energy there. So, yeah.
Well, I'm excited to go. My Instagram looks like it froze up. Sorry guys, I'm gonna restart it.
Oh.
Um and see what happens.
Can we answer a question just right off the bat? Because
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
had a question for us, which I think is a great idea. So if you guys want to ask
Yeah.
Kelley or myself questions,
We
uh,
love questions.
yeah, we love to talk, right? Mind Run Free says, "Hey, ladies, what's your favorite psychic sense?"
Oh,
I thought
psychic.
that was interesting.
So that is a good question. I have to think about that one. What is yours, Cheryl?
Well, I'll tell you what I use the most. I use my clairaudience the most when I'm
Okay.
working psychically. I know Kelley also is very intuitive as well. And we both use a lot of our clairs. I use clairsentience, which is my
Clairsentient and clear
seeing
knowing.
and sensing. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say like mine is probably the feeling, the clairsentient. I feel most everything, but I have to say I have a strong like clairvoyance
Mm-hmm.
and a strong clear knowing. And I feel like the three work together.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll get a visual, like a picture or even almost like a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time that that's happening in my mind, I can feel it and I
Mm-hmm.
just know it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so quick. It took me a long time to put all that together,
Mm-hmm.
but I did. So
I
I
love
do like that.
that's a good teaching tool too, to tell people if when they see an image to go to the heart space or feel with that what that image means. That's a good
Yeah.
teaching tool right
Yeah,
there.
it's sort of I think I learned a lot of that from Andy Bing and from Mavis Patilla because
Mm-hmm.
I used to be extremely clairvoyant. And
Mm-hmm.
our gifts change, right? So
Right.
in the beginning, I was super clairvoyant and super clairsentient.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a lot, but I didn't understand it. It's almost like it was almost like when you're underwater.
Mm-hmm.
That's how and it was like, what was that? I get the, weird, like maybe the first letter or something. It's hard to put the word together, the
Mm-hmm.
sound of it. So then I started working with it, and Mavis kind of pushed me in to like really identify how I was getting things, and that's how I kind of figured it all out. And then Andy Bing really pushed it. We got to
Mm-hmm.
unpeel that onion.
Well, and that's what happens is people think, oh, I'm clairaudience. I'm always going to be clairaudience. And maybe that's true, but spirit's going to help open you up in other ways as well. So maybe your clairaudience or may not be as strong for one reading, but yet your clairvoyance, the seeing, is going to be really strong. So
Mhm.
let the spirit world work with all of your clairs and senses. Be open to everything and be open to interpreting the information using the different clairs as well. So when we talk about clairs, I mean, just to share with everyone, clairs are your psychic senses, right? They mean clair means clear in French. So it's like clear hearing, clear seeing, clear knowing and feeling, and clear smelling and tasting. Those are other clairs that we have. We have many more,
Oh
but
my
those.
gosh.
Mhm.
Yeah, we do.
So just for people tuning in, but what a great question, Mind Run Free. Thanks for asking that. And we're taking questions. So this
I
is a
love
great,
that
great
question.
start. It was a great start.
I have a question for you, Cheryl,
Okay.
because I have noticed since like I first started developing a long time ago. God, Aiden's 18 and he was about 5 or 6 when I started developing. So I had always had my gifts, and they were just it was overwhelming when I first started developing because it was so strong and I didn't have control. But I have noticed that it has evolved or changed a lot since the beginning.
Mhm.
And what was my point? My point is that like my clairvoyance used to be like it used to overtake everything because everything was a movie in my head and I would close my eyes. And now it's like much more
Much more.
efficient. Uh-oh,
Oh,
am I back? Am I having feedback?
we hear you. No, you were
Oh, okay.
fine.
Oh, it started echoing in my end. So anyways, I don't know. Does that happen? Has that happened to you?
When I grew up in a psychic household, and it was very natural for us to read books on Edgar Cayce and,
Oh,
the
that's
psychic
very
world.
cool.
And there wasn't a lot available, I gotta tell you. We had to read the same
Mm.
book a couple of times, right? Because they're not available. But
Yeah.
I practiced with my brother, and, it wasn't spoken outside the household, but it was very natural. And as I have developed and grown, and I love taking classes, and I'll tell you why I enjoy taking classes, is because I love meeting other people. I love meeting other mediums. I love
Yeah.
like-minded people. These are my people, right? So,
Right.
which a nice community. I do want to say the mediumship, the psychic, intuitive world, healing. But how it's changed for me is, I have to say, it is more efficient, but it can be even more fun. It can be more intense. It can be more deeper in the meaning of the information coming through. And maybe I'm just more open and trusting also, I think, in my experience. So I'm sure that has a
Mm.
lot to do with it.
Okay. Okay, I am live. That's interesting. I think that my mediumship has changed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure. I think it's all good, but I'm not sure. Like, it almost feels like it gradually happened, but at times it was like big jumps of changes. So it was almost like, oh, I'm doing good, and then it's almost like you feel like you crashed, and then
Yeah,
it's like you come back even taller.
it
It's
that
kind of
is
feeling I get.
that is absolutely. Anytime you're leveling up or being upgraded or moving up in your development, there is a period where there's like an uncertainty or what's happening, or you feel it changing. You feel a
Yeah,
little discombobulated a little bit,
yeah,
but then it
yeah.
kind of levels out and comes into a nicer playing field, a nicer level of vibration, a higher frequency.
I agree. But during that time, you start to doubt yourself.
Yeah.
You ever
Yeah.
get that where,
Oh
because it's
yeah.
like it goes up and you're so like confident, you're like, I'm doing great, this is good. And then it's like, boom, you get
Mhm.
knocked back down, it feels like, and you start to think, why am I doing this? Am I just terrible? Like, I'm faking, I'm lying to myself, right? Do you
Yeah.
ever go through that? Because I go through that about every, I don't know, once a year.
It's humbling. I mean, it's humbling.
Yeah.
And and really, in order to be the best medium we can be, we have to kind of understand that no reading is the same, and it changes all the time. My gosh, it changes all the time. And I
Right.
know that I know that in some parts of my life where I've had like spiritual awakenings or transformations,
Yeah.
it will really open up and be very raw, to where I'm so open. It's quite unbelievable.
Yeah.
I do want to
Yes.
say, I want to say that one way and one thing that I tell my students is, if you really want to open your intuition, you want to practice forgiveness. You really want to practice forgiveness, because, Kelley, am I right? It's a lot of inner work.
You know
Being a
what?
medium is some
Forgiveness
inner
to
work.
me is worth it.
Yeah,
I have had to forgive so many people in my lifetime, but to me, it's for me, not for them.
right.
I need to let go of the pain, the anger, because those are not good. That's not good energy to put in our body.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So being a
it's not.
medium, yeah, it's self-development as well. So we have to realize the messages we're giving, we have to give with, the utmost respect and honor, but also realize that we're a part of this reading too as a medium.
Yeah,
And we have to also take care of ourselves, keep our energy levels, in a healthy, balanced way, balanced work and life, so to speak, or personal business. It's really about blending, once again, surrendering.
mhm.
Yeah, we have so many questions coming in. I
I
hope.
know. You pick one, Cheryl. Pick one. Go
uh,
for
let me
it.
just let me just ask this one. This is from
Oh,
April.
that's the one I wanted to click on. We keep doing this. I love it. I had my mouse over it, willing it.
You're willing it. Well, you read it then, Kelley. You read it.
Okay, okay. Ladies, what do you think about dreams related to past lives? I
Mm.
used to have the same nightmares about a man chasing me, and I knew he was going to shoot me, and I have a birthmark on my back. I really think it happened in a past life. Totally is my belief. What about
Yeah.
you, Cheryl?
Yeah, I absolutely believe that, it's almost like your energy field, April, your intuition's opening up. And absolutely, the dream state is really, it's such a treasure chest of information for us to participate in and to be a part of. And I know if you journal or write more or ask questions in your journal, you can find out insights and information, answers even in the dream state.
And I'm just going to chime in here about this because I think you should go have a past life regression hypnotherapy
Mhm.
session,
Mhm.
because the reason you're having this dream about a past life, and the reason you intuitively know it has to do with how you died in another life, is because it's more of a memory, and it's trying to help you heal or process something you didn't get to in the last life and you came here to do this time. That's my belief. So a hypnotherapist that deals in past life regression can help you so that you can overcome this. Because I'm just going to also go out there intuitively and say the same nightmare about somebody chasing you and going to shoot you, you probably have that feeling or that notion even during the day when you're awake but don't realize it, and it causes things like anxiety, and you're
Mm.
not sure why you feel this way sometimes, or when people are behind you you might get stressed out. So this is a way to heal that. It's coming through for you to find someone to help you heal it. And I know this because I have had vivid memories of past lives since I was a small child, and in 3 times in my past lives I died in a fire, and and then 2 other times I was murdered, my neck. So I know as a child I had these nightmares, and I would tell my mom I died in this fire, I had my neck broken, I had my neck sliced, and my mom would freak out and say, "You're not allowed to watch TV anymore. No more news for you." And I was like 3 years old. And at the same time, I have panic attacks, anxiety, things like that that I'm overcoming in this lifetime. And learning about my past lives has helped me overcome or let go of some of that, to where I'm not wearing any tonight. I don't like them often, but I couldn't wear necklaces for a long time. I
Mm.
couldn't put anything around my neck. Now I
Mhm.
can. Even a turtleneck freaked me out.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. So finding why, so you do have anxiety. Yeah. So this is a way to help you release and understand yourself a little bit better and find better ways to deal with it by going through these past life things and letting go. It's a beautiful thing. I recommend it, April.
I do, and I love past life regression. And really, past life regression is a focused state of relaxation. So you're in full control. You're not going to go anywhere you don't want to go, and it can be very healing at the same time, as Kelley mentioned. I mean, it's a very beautiful thing. Even I know people who have had amazing past life regressions where they got the name or the date of a past life in a different country, and they would look it up
Yeah.
online or go to that place and find the headstone. Or I mean, it is really
There's a
connecting
lot of
dots here.
documented cases of that
A
too. There's
lot.
even documentaries on that, Cheryl.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And a beautiful book, if we can recommend. I'm sure Kelley's read it. It's an older book, but by the amazing Brian Weiss. It's called Many Lives, Many Masters. And
I
it's a beautiful
saw
book about past life regressions and about how Brian Weiss is a wonderful, renowned psychiatrist, and how he didn't believe in past life regressions until his client taught him, actually,
it.
because she would go into past life regressions. And then he started learning about how he could help people. So if you want to check out
Many
that book, it's
lives.
on Amazon. Many
What?
Lives, Many Masters. It's really a life changing book that teaches you about past life regression. And it was really a really big on the intuitive scene, so to speak, a few years back. And Brian is still teaching past life regression now with his wife, and
Oh,
I've met him
wow.
a few times. Lovely, funny person, and has great insight into
Hmm.
believing about future lives. When we talk about past lives, he also mentions future lives, right, that you can
Yes.
connect with too.
Oh, that's so great that you say that. Susan, who works for me, does a hypnotherapy, and
Mhm.
she likes to focus with her clients on their future life and planning out what they want for their future life. But she
Mhm.
also does this amazing thing. I don't know, it's different a little bit, but she likes to go back on a traumatic experience in your life for people that have trauma
Mhm.
and when you in the hypnotherapy session, she takes you back to that trauma, but she rewrites the trauma with you to a better scenario or a
Oh.
better way to like process it. It's
Mhm.
really beautiful. I love the way she does it. It's
Oh, well,
very healing for a lot of her clients.
maybe we could have her on the show
I
sometime.
actually was going to say that. I've talked to
Yeah,
her about it.
I
She's
would love
a
to learn
beautiful
more about
soul.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she does a lot of hypnotherapy and yeah, and she loves, I mean, that's her whole, like she's done great with it. Everyone loves her.
Let's take another question. Can I pick this one too?
Yes.
This is from Eric Diesel. Hey, Eric on Instagram. How does one manage overload when one is developing one's gift? One's
Mm.
gift.
Well, it took me a while to manage it. Probably like 5 years in before I really learned to manage it. I'm like sort of just my personality type is I would call it like a lot of gifted children do this, like you hyper focus on something.
Mhm.
And I hyper focused on my development. And of course, then my son passed shortly after I started developing. And I really hyper focused on my development then.
Mhm.
And you get burnout, you get overwhelmed, you get stressed out. So I think for me, it was learning to understand my breaking point and
Mhm.
know like my limits and making sure that I found time to sit quiet just to be with me each
Mhm.
day
Mhm.
and separated myself from all of it just to kind of breathe and just be there, not do anything. That's just me. How do you deal with it?
I loved how you worked it out, and for Eric asking the question, and thank you for asking that because it's a very real question. People do go overload because it's kind of like going to college.
Yeah,
It's like taking a college course. And here we
yeah,
are. We're taking these college courses, but we're
yeah.
not remembering to take a break. We're not remembering, to just
Mhm,
study for a while and then take a break, right? Also practice grounding. You really want to connect with the earth and ground this. Also in your development, Eric, I'm hoping that you're learning like how to open up your energy field when you're doing your work, but then also how to close down, or how to, once again, more precisely, how to bring those energy chakras back to a natural stance, because
mhm,
we're always open in some form or fashion, but we're not always so open, because if we were working all the time 24/7, I mean, that is an overload in itself. So you have to kind of use those psychic muscles. Really, it is a muscle about opening up to the spirit world and your higher senses, your higher
yes.
self, and then bringing it back down to a natural stance, stepping away from it. I recommend that, like taking a break, right? And
Nature.
once again, treating it like a college course or like a job. It is something that have to you
You feel
have to do,
yeah.
yes, gradually.
Yeah. And I like you say it's like a college course. I mean, what do college students do?
Hmm.
They go out and they party on their weekends. Not that you should go party, but like it's their release. So what
Yeah.
is your release? For me, I like to get out in nature. I
Hmm.
want to be in the water. I want to enjoy the sun. I want to enjoy the beauty outside. And that's my kind of like relaxation. Of course, you can't do that year round, like when it's raining or whatever, but that's kind of what I like to try to do. And if I can't do that, I find other things. I like to paint rocks.
Hmm.
And when it's raining outside, I have the whole living room set up with a big table and all my paint and all my rocks. And I sit in front of the TV and I paint rocks. And my kids and my family laugh at me. And everybody
Aw.
gets a rock for Christmas.
You already have Christmas planned out.
I do it. I just paint rocks all the time. But that it calms my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm doing something.
And look, yeah, and one more thing, Eric, is and I've always believed this, especially when I too, when we go too far, when we are on overload, is you learn more about your own energy field, your own energy system, that we all have the exact amount of energy that we need. We don't need any more, we don't need any less. Like, you're in a learning situation here. So it is about being kind and gentle with yourself, not going into judgment, right? Not, we're
Mhm.
all learning at our own speed here. If anything, to have more kindness, more compassion for being a student and being willing. Showing up is 99% of it.
Yeah, it is. It's just, I mean, I think it's like something where you're always constantly having to say, "Oh, let me put myself in check." Let's
Mhm.
balance this out. I feel a little bit out of balance here. I
Yeah.
can feel it, and I think over time you get a routine. Like right now, I feel like I'm at this place where I want to find a new mentor. Like I've been mentoring forever, and then I took a little break, around COVID time, around 2021. I kind of took a break from mentorships. And now I'm like, I really want a mentorship again. And I'm looking for a mentor, but it's hard to find the right one, right?
Mm.
But I feel like I need that to kind of ground me and pull me back in. And
Mhm.
so I think, we just have to like listen to our body, listen to our mind. I did need the break. I was burnt out. I had been doing a lot of mentorships and working really hard, developing. And it was like time to just kind of say, okay, I'm just going to work for a little bit. So I think it's really listening to your body and what your soul needs and being really in tune with yourself. And if you are not, meditation, sitting in the power, these things help you find clarity. Journaling, they help you find balance, I believe, because that's what when I feel stuck, that's what I do, and it pulls me out.
I'm a big journaler too. I really promote journaling. It's a way to kind of have that energy outlet. And even if you stepped away from it or took a spring break or took a summer break, spirit's got your back. You're going to start again and pick up. And if anything, you could even have more energy. You have to attest to that, right, Kelley? When
Yeah.
you go on vacation or when you really give yourself some
Yeah.
R&R time, you could come back and just really amaze yourself with the
Mhm.
amount of information coming through. So really take that as trusting spirit is working with you.
Yes.
Spirit wants you to have fun, right?
Yeah, they do. They want us to have fun. Um, they want us to live life. They don't want us to sit there trying to talk to them every day, all day long.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And look, anyway, so thank you so much for your question. I mean, we could have a show on energy overload, really.
Well, I just have to say one more thing. I have also noticed in this industry, not just me, I've heard this from other mediums, that when we're feeling overwhelmed, it's almost like our calendar slows down. Like people
Mhm,
don't
mhm,
book as much. It's like
mhm.
the universe is like, no, 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 give that medium a break. Book
Yeah,
with this other person right now. They need to rest. I've
right.
noticed that. Have you ever noticed
I
that?
have definitely noticed that, and I consider that to be I'm
Spirit.
delighted. It's
Yeah.
almost like spirit's with me. They're with me on this. They see what's happening. They're
Mhm.
my coach, right? They are watching out for me, you know.
Right?
And
Yes.
so
Yeah. Like
yeah,
I've even woken up and not felt great and be like, oh, I hate to reschedule. I don't want to reschedule. I'm just going to do it. I can do this. I don't want to upset somebody or disappoint them. And then all of a sudden I get emails or text messages from my clients for the day rescheduling.
yeah. It's really very interesting how it's very interesting the relationship and friendships that you create with spirit and with
Mhm.
your
Yeah.
guides and your
Yeah.
angels, Eric. So, uh, just know that you're being guided, being guided. And if you're tired, you are tired and you have to honor that.
Here's a great question.
I bet I know which one you're going to click on.
I bet you do. Was it this one?
No,
Oh, okay. Well, there's two I was going to click on.
it was the one after that.
Yeah, the one after that was the other one. Okay.
Okay.
I saw them both, but I like this question. How do you know if you've
Oh,
had a past life or lives?
wow. That's a great question.
It is a great question because I don't know how I know for me, I remembered. Like
Hmm.
literally, I'm weird,
Hmm.
but I remember being born physically. I remember being in my mom's womb. I remember being in spirit. And I remember all my past lives when I came here. Not all of them. I'll say I remember the traumatic past lives, my traumatic past things, and my trauma in those lives when
Hmm.
I was an infant. So I was very lucky. I don't know if that's lucky, or I don't know if that's lucky, but I do think that most people come here and everybody has a past life. I believe. I don't believe anybody's just new. I think we've all had past lives. We've all lived many lives. I just think that we're not supposed to remember them, but sometimes we get like deja vu moments, or we have weird memories, or we might go somewhere. Like I had never been to Arizona. We were driving through Arizona one day in an RV because we were traveling, and I made my husband pull over because I had been there before.
Hmm.
And I knew I had been there before, just not in this lifetime. And I had to get out and I had to touch the ground. and he thought it was crazy. But anyways, and when I did, and when I put my hands on this ground, and when I like felt everything, I do remember things, like things are popping in my head, and I'm like, I don't know, these aren't my memories, but I know these things. And at first I thought it was like a psychic impression, but as I tuned into it more, I knew it was like my memories of a past life. So I just think that we're not supposed to remember them, because I don't know why. I read somewhere why, but I think we're supposed to come here to learn and grow and evolve. And sometimes these past lives will interfere, and we have to kind of deal with that past healing that we didn't get done. We're doing it in this life. What do you think, Cheryl?
I feel, if there's places in the world that you're drawn to, like power places,
Mm-hmm.
think places that you find very attractive, like, it could be Egypt, it could be, Australia, it could be, many places,
Yeah.
Machu Picchu. You
Mm-hmm.
probably have had a past life in that area. And I would encourage you, if you can, to travel there or read a book, learn more about it,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel in some way you can find more information through your meditations if you've had a past life. And
Yeah.
deja vu, absolutely deja vu. And
Mm-hmm.
just to share with you a beautiful past life I had was, I was traveling with like a group of people in Brazil. My two close friends that became my friends there, the two people I met, we were walking around a church, and immediately we felt we were in an altar. We walked in this one room and we were altered. We were all three of us altered, and it wasn't this reality anymore. And we knew we had all been a nun in this church before, that we were kind of sightseeing in this lifetime. It's like we've been here before. The three of us are connected, and we were nuns in this convent, is what it was, in Brazil, and in the forests of Brazil. And it was a tremendous, the most beautiful, teary-eyed reunion that you just can't take those things anymore for granted. It's like you cherish that, because that wouldn't have happened anywhere else except for the three of us to be at that place at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just chime in and say, yes, Katie, you're going to find love. I saw that and I heard in my head really loud, yes.
Oh, yes. No,
So I just
please.
wanted to tell her, yes, you're going to find love. Just,
Please.
I want you to be open to receiving it, because you're very picky, is what I'm hearing and feeling, that you find reasons to sabotage love or the right person. And I have to say that when this person comes into your life, that this is really going to catch you off guard, and you're going to almost doubt it or test them so much. And I just want you to accept the love. And you say when you're getting old. I know it. You know what? Love comes when it's supposed to come. I feel like you've had a really significant relationship in the past that hurt you, and you've been healing for a while. So I don't know if that's true, but let me know. But I do think that you're on this, you're open now to love, and it's coming. It's just not coming in the timeline you want, but it is coming, and to be patient. I'm not going to say this year. I'm going to say it's probably more next year or the year after. But it doesn't mean you don't meet somebody sooner than that. But I also say sometimes people are, or they come in for a short period, and it's more of a lesson to get us to the next person. Okay. That's what I got. I don't know why, but I was so drawn to that. Sorry.
I'm so glad you did. And do you mind if I click on another question?
Yes.
Wait a minute. I just want to say hello to everyone, because it's got, oh my God, everybody's here.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I've missed you all. We've been gone for so long.
I know Kelley's been on vacation. And once again, we want to thank Lori Albert and Jeffrey Peck, who filled in while Kelley was out.
Yes.
We love Kelley, Jeffrey, and Lori. And
Guys.
we always let you guys know that our show that we do every Thursday evening, it's free, and we want to share it. And so if you'll share, like, follow us, support, share us with your friends, what have you. Always share these lives on Thursdays and let people know that we're out there. We do readings. We are certainly answering your questions tonight that you have around your development or your dream state. They're so interesting. So thanks again for being part of our show. And look, Kelley and I was thinking, what season? I think we're in season 4. I think we're in season 4.
We're not tracking very well. But yes. I think it's season 4 because didn't we start this in 2021?
Oh my gosh. And we started with another outfit, and
Mm-hmm.
then we went to
Went
another
to
outfit,
one, and
and
then we went
then
to our own.
went
Yeah.
on our own.
This is 2 years on our own. This is
Yeah.
year 2 on our own, I think.
Yeah. So there, it makes
Oh,
sense.
I just had to put there, Carrie missed me. Thanks, Carrie. I love you.
Yeah. Thank you, Brianna. Brianna, our backstage cohort, is 4 years.
Yes.
So
Now
I have a
where
great
did I
question
go?
about, or
Yes,
I found another question. Okay.
you pick it. Go, girl.
All right. Melanie asks, hi, ladies. I'm curious, how do your psychic gifts affect your private life? How do they affect your relationships? Is there anything specific I need to hear from spirit right now?
2 questions. What you want to answer, Cheryl?
Well, how do they affect my private life and relationships? I'll start there. And I just want to tell you, I'll say personally, my relationship with spirit is just off the charts. I love it. And I feel in some way it is a partnership. And in some way, I feel that I'm getting more out of life. I don't know if that makes sense. It's almost like you're more attuned, or you're more sensitive, or you're more aware. Maybe you slow down and you understand the energy of animals or people or the weather, or whatever spirit wants you to know for that day. You look for those signs. It just becomes a natural way of living, and it is living, I believe, in a higher form of love, or a higher way of asking for a better understanding and more compassion in our lives. So I think in some way, I'm hoping I'm a better person always. It's a work in process, right? We're always wanting to be the best mediums we can be, but also be the best people we can be. The
Yeah.
best friend, or the best wife, or sister, or daughter, what have you. But yeah, it is. I think it enhances. I think the work that we do, Kelley, enhances our work in our personal life. How do you feel about that?
I like that. And for me, I think I've been so I how do, it's a ripple effect. Like my work has been my healing. And
Mm.
as I heal, I feel like the people around me see this and they start to heal. So for me, I come from a lot of trauma in my past, and there's been a lot of healing to do, and I feel that coming from a dysfunctional family, I'm not perfect or better than anybody, but I'm happier than most of my family, and I love my family, and I just want them to find that happiness. And I feel like them seeing me doing what I am passionate about and helping others has caused them to kind of find their inner peace. And so I do see that, and I don't take credit for them doing their own work. I'm not saying that either, because I don't know how to explain this the other way. But I do think that I have rubbed off in some ways, and they all want to kind of find their peace and their healing. So for me, it's enhanced my relationships and given me good boundaries, and listening to my intuition with the dysfunctional family, so that I don't get myself in, the drama. And for my marriage, I think, it's been amazing because my husband's also found his intuition and his abilities. And I think the both of us, we really tried to live an intuitive life in our home life and in our business life and towards our employees. So I think it's embraced our life in a beautiful way.
I
Yeah.
love how you said about how healing it is. So that is just so true. I'm so glad you made that.
Yeah.
You made
And
that the
yeah,
first thing you said, because
yeah.
it's so healing. And doing this work, it really does opens up our eyes, to
Mhm.
really to the higher levels of healing that are very possible.
Yeah. And then she said, anything specific I need to hear from spirit right now. So I'm not doing spirit readings right now. I'm a little bit fatigued from getting back from vacation and moving. I've been moving my crystal store to my new location. So we've literally been packing and moving since we got home on Monday, Tuesday, all week. So I'm just not ready to jump back into readings yet.
So we'll wait for that for next week. But
Yes. Yes.
and thank you so much, Melanie, for your
Yes.
question
Thank
today.
you.
And Kelley, can we just take a moment and go over your upcoming events, or tell us
Oh,
about your
yeah.
new location?
So if anybody's in Sacramento, we moved the Crystal store from East Sacramento to more closer to Rancho Cordova off of like the Highway 50 in Bradshaw near there. It's a beautiful warehouse office space, much bigger, a lot more room. I'm opening it up as Moxie Crystal's Holistic Center because it's not just a crystal store. We are going to be more of a holistic center where you come to learn, grow, evolve, or find healing. I have office spaces that I'm renting out to different practitioners. I'm looking for people to rent them right now. I have two beautiful offices. Um, so we will have more practitioners than just me and Susan. And eventually, as we grow and expand, we will have two more offices that will build out in the warehouse space and close that. So I'll have a total of 5 different practitioners in the holistic center to do things. And I'm looking for like we have a hypnotherapist, we need like maybe a sound healer. I'm looking for somebody that maybe does acupuncture. Like I want to get a little bit of everything, or an herbalist, like whatever it takes to just create an environment where you go to this place to find community, you go to this place to find the right person to give you healing and to learn and to grow and evolve. I want to also start doing Sunday services once a month, to bring that community together. So I'm very excited about the space. It's coming together. And even though this move was unplanned and came a little bit soon, we're still going to be having all of our events. So we have 2 events on this month, one on April 26th and one on April 27th. I think the 26th is a tarot class with Emma Devines. It's going to be amazing. Great small class. So you'll be at maybe 8 or 9 people. So it's a great class to come and learn. A lot of fun. She's hilarious. And then on Sunday, Susan is doing, I believe, a chakra class. She's amazing. You'll have a lot of fun with that as well. Then the weekend after, we have Cindy Keza coming 2 nights in a row to do a dem. It is sold out, but because my new space is bigger, I'm going to add 5 or 10 more tickets to each night. So we will see. So if you want to come and you haven't got a ticket or you missed out, be on the lookout for the added tickets. And I'm looking to do a big mixer event next month to kind of like our grand opening. So I don't know if it's going to be next month, later in May or early June, but we will have a big grand opening, and it'll be just more for everybody to come and meet everyone. I'm hoping to have new people in the offices. That's what I'm waiting for. Yeah. So I'm excited.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's exciting. And you have a website people can go to, moxiecrystals.com.
Yes. And I didn't want to change the name because our corporation is Moxie Built. It's my husband's corporation, and I'm just a DBA under it. But we thought it was really cool to keep it with the Moxie crystals. He's Moxie Built, all one word, and Moxie Crystals, all one word. And so I didn't really want to take that away, even though we're not a crystal store per se, even though we'll be selling them. I am a holistic center now, so I thought I would incorporate the 2 names. I think it flows okay, but down the line it may evolve into something different, but we'll see. For right now, I'm leaving it.
No, yeah. I love it for sure. Well, that's wonderful, Kelley. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yay.
Yeah, it worked out nicely. Everything kind of fell into place. Get an attorney to get out of our lease, but it all worked.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
Yeah. It's good. Well, I just feel it has such a good vibration to it. And I know you're going to attract a lot more people and bigger audiences,
Yeah. And then Cheryl and I are doing a dem next month, but I see she's putting your dem down here right now. I'm just going to put this up here. Wait, there we go. With Suzanne, I don't know.
Look, this is coming up next Wednesday.
Yeah, that's so exciting.
I know if you guys haven't bought a ticket yet, this is a 2-for-1 event, which makes it even more exciting. Suzanne and I love to do these types of events where you can buy a ticket and then bring someone for free, right? So it's 2-for-1. Please go to the website or the link below at SuzanneNorthrup.com. You'll find that event and it'll tell you how you just send them an email, let them know. They'll send you that link. But it's so much fun to do events with Suzanne Northrup. This is an online event. It's April 23rd, and it's called Spirit Messages, or Messages from Spirit. So please join me for that for next Wednesday. Yeah.
And then when is our event? I think
our event's coming up May 22nd. So our event's coming up May 22nd. It's called Spirit Messages. And Kelley and I, oh my God, I'm so happy to work with Kelley. It just seems, it's like, where does the time go, Kelley?
I know, like an event together in a while, right?
Right. So Kelley and I are doing an event online May 22nd. And we love these types of events. I know when Kelley and I were so used to working together and we just missed each other so much, even if we're far apart. You're in Sacramento, I'm down here in LA. But look, we can at least work online and deliver messages. And we love doing that for everyone. So please sign up for Spirit Messages. That's coming up May 22nd.
Very excited. And then she's putting up all our events right now. There's your healing prayer circle.
Rihanna, I have my healing prayer circle. It's free to join, and that's every Sunday night. And yeah, we're going to be having a prayer circle this Sunday for Easter. So please join us at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And it's really 30 or 40 minutes of like prayer, meditation, a little conversation. But it's such a nice high vibe community. And I know people just love feeling the vibration. So even if you're not feeling well, please come, because you'll feel better, we hope, when you finish with us. It's just about sending healing energy and high vibrations for everyone.
Yes. So we have about 7 minutes left, and I just wanted to now, I don't know if you mind, I just wanted to say a little tribute to Allison.
Oh, of course. Of course.
So I left for my vacation to Cancun on Friday, April 4th, and I'm on the plane and it's 8:10 a.m. and I get a text that Allison passed at 8:02. And I'm like, of course she's going to do this when I go on my vacation. Damn you, Allison. But she's at peace. It's been beautiful. I just want to say we're not allowed to talk. She didn't want us to talk about her in the past. So I'm not going to. I'm going to talk about her like she's still here because she is a huge presence. And I have to say, during my trip, I haven't been able to write about it yet because it's been a lot, but I'm going to write about it. But during my trip, we felt her so much, my husband and I, because, she loved Mexico. And one of our favorite things to do was sit by the pool, her and I, and what do you call, like, network together and come up with ideas for like workshops and events and things like that, and business names and business ideas. We love doing that together, her and I, and just ordering food and sitting at the pool and having fun and being little kids, right? And so I really felt her in Cancun. I really felt her with me on my journey, and felt her presence on the plane, and it was beautiful. And I know she's at peace and she's in a beautiful place. And I know that she's doing well now because I've felt her a lot. And I just wanted to say I'm happy that she's at peace. I miss her, but I'm happy she's at peace.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing. And when I heard that you were on your way to Mexico, and that's when you found out, it's like, of course you were going to Mexico. That was one of her favorite places to go.
Yes, it was. And I always said I want to go to Mexico with her, but we never did. So I feel like she just came to Mexico with us. We had so much fun, my husband and I. And often we kept saying, oh my gosh, we'd laugh because we'd think of Allison or something funny, because we did a lot of fun little weekend trips with her, And for those of you who don't know Allison Gannon she was a huge presence in the mediumship world. She was one of my best friends. I have many. Cheryl's one. And she was one of my first best friends in the mediumship world. Somebody that I could relate to. And it was like when I first met her, literally 10 years ago, it was as if we'd known each other forever. And it was so easy. It was one of those friendships. and we did so much together, and she really pulled me out of, I know you guys can't believe it, but I'm actually shy, and she pulled me out of my shy shell, and she pushed me into this mediumship world. And she'd always say, Kelley, we're going to go network, bring your business cards. And I never, I would always forget them, and she'd make me bring them, and she'd introduce me to everybody and make me give my card out, because I would never do these things on my own. I would be like in the corner just smiling, being polite, because I'm too shy to go talk to everybody. And she'd just go out there and talk to everybody, and she would make things happen, and she knew everybody and made friends with everybody all over the world. And I love that about her. I wished I had that kind of confidence and ability to blend with so many people. At the same time, she also stepped on a few toes or ruffled a few feathers, but that was Allison.
I know. And just to share with our audiences, Kelley, the first time I met you and Allison at the same time. So when I met one of you, I met both of you, actually.
Thomas John workshop in San Diego.
Yeah, we went to a workshop.
2015 or 16.
Yes.
2016.
Okay. Well, right at the beginning of that year.
No, it might have been 2015. It was right at the end of 2015, maybe. Yeah, you're right. It was right after I met her. Mm-hmm.
And when I found out about her passing, because you shared that with me soon after that she had passed, and I had been seeing signs from her. I had actually thought about her like the day before, or very much just taking a few moments thinking about her, and then when I hear the news, so I know I was receiving signs from her as well, because I heard from her that she's going to send me a sunflower, right? Which sunflower is on her logo on her Facebook. I said, yeah, but I want to see a bunch of them, right? But I didn't know how that was going to turn out. And when I went to my usual errands to the store, there was the flower seeds display for the planting, and the whole banner had sunflower packets all over it. It was almost like I was looking at a field of sunflowers.
Oh, I love that.
You can't turn away. You can't turn away from those signs.
And one other thing that happened. So I got a sign from my son in Mexico. So everywhere I go, anywhere, all of my travels, I always get a dove from my son. 1 week before he passed, my cat brought a dove and dropped it on my chest. I woke up at 7 a.m. with a dove staring at me, freaking out. And the dove, I caught it and let it out the window, and it met up with its partner dove, and they flew off together, right? And my son died 7 days later. And then I kept getting doves in my dreams and seeing doves in random places. Mm-hmm. So I've seen them in Mexico. I've seen a dove in Hawaii. They're always standing right next to me or walking around me, and they're in my face, so I can't miss them, right? And they're never in the air. They're always on the ground, the doves. And I saw one in Egypt. I saw several in Egypt. I saw them in the UK. I've seen them in India, which I don't even think doves live in India, but I saw one, right? And I'm in Mexico, and we're at the resort we were there for 9 days. On the 8th day, I had seen not one dove. There's beautiful birds, but never did I see a dove. The 8th day, there's a dove walking on the ground around the pool where I was. And it was just standing there staring at me. And at the same time, of course, I'm in the pool with my floaty. Yes, I have a floaty. And I had this big inner tube. I'm splashing around like a little kid. And there's the dove. And I felt Allison with my son. So I also felt like I got that sign. Because, they got along great. Allison and my son, they hung out and had a good time and laughed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
How wonderful for you. And how wonderful for the journey that they're together, for sure. I mean,
yeah, he's hanging out with her too. So I love that.
Yeah. Wow. Well, absolutely. I mean, really, it's such a tribute for her and all the people that know her and honor her. And I think there might be an online service for her in the next month or two, what have you. So
we're working on that. Yes. I'm on the committee. So Allison, God bless her heart, she planned her whole memorial. She put everybody in charge before she passed. We had a meeting about a month ago or 6 weeks ago about her memorial and how it was going to go with everybody that's involved, what music we're going to play. This girl was detailed. I mean, who's going to do the sermon? Who's going to do I'm making the picture collage. I mean,
Oh,
there's so many, and she even has for her picture collage. I love Allison. This is how organized she was. This is why she was so good at what she did. But she even has like the format of her picture collage. I mean, she cracks me up even now. Like she always made me laugh. So
that's wonderful.
I'm just really happy that she's, at peace. She's with her mom. She's in
Mm.
a beautiful place, and she's no longer in pain, and that makes me
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, that's the most important, is that
Yes.
she's at peace.
Yeah, it's been great. I love her.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, gosh, and we can certainly, as we bring on other mediums for our show, I mean, we'll know so many people that knew her, so it'll be
I know.
always a conversation to have.
She was an interesting cookie.
Well, everyone, we just want to say good night. And Kelley, is there anything else you'd like to say for this evening?
No, I'm just excited for next week's show with Yusan. We haven't had her on in a while, and I can't wait to catch up with her.
Oh, that'd be great. Yusan
Yeah.
Shin is our special guest for next week. And for everyone listening this evening, we are so thrilled. Kelley's back, and she had such a great vacation. And we're hoping that you're doing the same, that you're taking care of yourself and practicing self-care, getting some sunshine. We had such a great evening answering your questions this evening. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you again next week. Namaste, everyone. Good night.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. We hope today's insights have inspired you on your path to a more fulfilling and enlightened life. Remember, transformation isn't just a destination, it's a journey we take each day. We invite you to continue exploring with us as we unravel more lessons and stories that empower growth and change. Mark your calendars for next week's episode, airing Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We've got more exciting topics and inspiring guests lined up that you won't want to miss. If you found value in today's episode, we'd love for you to like and share this video to help spread the message of transformation and inspiration. Stay curious, stay inspired, and until next time, keep seeing beyond. Thanks for watching.